Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing News.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back, and let's just dig right into it and break it down. You have Triple G, Demetrius Andrade, and Jermall Charlo. These guys are all without a future opponent, especially since Saul Canelo Alvarez has not made himself available for his normal date in September. So that means all of these guys have an opportunity to fight each other. Instead of everyone and a lot of fanboys sitting around talking around how Canelo should be fighting each and every one of these guys, which one of these guys have been fighting the same level of competition as Canelo Alvarez? Back to back, Canelo Alvarez is taking Triple G fights, taking fights in a higher weight class, and also taking a fight against a Danny Jacobs, another world champion at the elite level. None of these guys are facing that level of competition, and we'll start with Triple G. Triple G likes to start out facing Vanes Martirosyan, and a lot of people say, well, that's because Triple G, he needs a tune-up fight. That's fine, but Vanes is a very, very low form of a tune-up. And then Triple G takes on a Steve Rolls, which is another very, very low form of a tune-up. So, we understand that this level of tune-ups and this level of competition in between Canelo fights is not acceptable, because Triple G is considered an elite level fighter, a top level fighter, and at this point a Steve Rolls or a Vanes Martirosyan is simply unacceptable for Triple G. And then you look at a Jermall Charlo, a Jermall tune-up Charlo, a Jermall paper champ Charlo. Jermall Charlo has fought the likes of a Matt Korobov, and people say, oh, Canelo likes to fight old opponents. Look at Triple G. Matt Korobov is 36 years old, not considered an elite level fighter, and he was supposed to be a showcase fight for Jermall Charlo. And then people gave him, saying, oh, he's a tougher opponent than people expected. Matt Korobov struggled in his last fight against another tomato can. At the end of the day, Matt Korobov exposed Jermall Charlo for who he is, and at this point, another fight the level of a Matt Korobov is unacceptable from Jermall Charlo. And then Jermall Charlo went on to face another fighter at the level of competition, such as a Brandon Adams. Brandon Adams, who's a natural 154 pounder, and Jermall Charlo went the full distance with him. We know Triple G wouldn't have went the distance with Adams. Adams landed clean and effectively on Jermall Charlo. People act like they didn't see this and they ignore those facts. And this is a guy from another weight class, a lower weight class, who basically confused and frustrated Jermall Charlo all night. So fighters the level of Matt Korobov and Brandon Adams should not be Jermall Charlo's next opposition, especially since he's now the paper champ. And then you look at a guy like Demetrius Andrade, and I value Demetrius Andrade's skill set, and I understand that he's trying to be active. But fighters the level of an Arthur Akavov, who he fought. Arthur Akavov wasn't the best, wasn't a top level fighter. He was a solid guy, but he's not the type of name that Demetrius Andrade needs to be fighting next. Demetrius Andrade says he's at the elite level, says he wants a Canelo fight. You need to make yourself a bigger name and brand, and fighting a guy like Arthur Akavov is not going to do it. And, I understand that Selecki is pretty much better than, everyone, outside of Canelo and Jacobs that Triple G has fought. He's better than, pretty much everyone on Jermall Charlo's resume. So if you look at a guy like Selecki, he's a solid competitor at 160 pounds. But the problem with that is he's not going to be the name to raise the stake of casuals. He's not going to be the name to make people believe in a Demetrius Andrade. He's just not going to be that name. So Demetrius Andrade needs a big name. He needs a bigger fight. And fighting the level of fighters such as Magi Selecki and Arthur Akavov is not going to do it. Jermall Charlo fighting Brandon Adams, Matt Korobov, Triple G fighting Steve Rolls, and Vanes Martirosyan. These are not the fights that are going to get any of these guys a Canelo fight. This is why Canelo's looking for bigger names, such as a Sergey Kovalev, such as a Callum Smith. You need to build yourself into a bigger name and a bigger brand, and you need to eventually fight each other. Demetrius Andrade, Jermall Charlo needs to be looking to match up, and Triple G is on the same platform as Demetrius Andrade. There's no excuse or no reason why that these guys shouldn't get it on. Triple G wants his WBC belt back. He wants the WBO belt. He needs to fight one of these guys. These guys all have an opportunity to fight each other, and if any one of them doesn't take the opportunity, they can't be mad at Canelo if they don't get a shot. Once again, Unbiased as always is the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.